Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Limbus Company. Let's get back to our not vacation. The pair called Mika and Rain seems to have been expecting us. I guess the LCCP had already informed them of our arrival. Looks like we're going to have to modify Mephistopheles in order to get our next destination. Destination.
레인, 나는 이 버스 좀 살펴볼 테니까 손님들 접대... 아니, 대응 좀 부탁해.
Rain, I'm going to take a look at this bus. So why don't you get them to entertain the guest?
알았어.
Okay. The sinners were led into what appeared to be a workshop packed with tools and various mechanical apparatus.
이 공방은 보기보다 꽤 고난도의 장비까지 하고 있는 모양이군.
It seems to me that this workshop is capable of making more sophisticated modifications than initially appeared.
알아보시겠나요?
Ah, you recognize these.
무기와 장비를 정비하는 공방적 기술에 대한 폭넓은 이해는 전쟁 중에 가장 중요했으니까.
During the war, it was of utmost importance to have a general understanding of arms and gear workshops. This awkward conversation was cut short by a sudden and deafening noise.
무슨 소리죠?
What's that sound?
메피스토펠레스의 비명. 아니, 경보가 작동한 것 같군요.
That was Mephistopheles' scream, or the alarm, rather.
죄송해요, 잘못 건드렸어요.
I'm sorry, I think I did something wrong.
지금 쿵쿵대는 소리도 잘못 건드려서 나는 거야, 미카?
Are those stomping noises also you, Mika?
저기요, 밖에!
Look outside.
방금 마주쳤던 개체와 동일한 종으로 보인다.
They appear to be of the same species as the one we encountered earlier.
비슷해 보이긴 하네요.
They do look pretty similar.
비슷한 것이 아니라 같은 개체에 속한다는 뜻이다.
They're not pretty similar. They're indeed of the same species. Everyone, outside, now. Outside. A giant enemy crab with a massive shipping container on its back loomed over us. Well, at least for a brief moment. We were soon overwhelmed by the sound of heavy metal scraping against the floor.
좌우로 산계해라.
Men, spread out.
저건 어디를 또 깨부숴야 하는 거야?
Where do we have to get cracking this time? Just as we were all collectively losing our minds.
당연히 대가리를 깨부숴야지.
It's Noggin, of course. A dark figure leapt down from somewhere onto the creature's head.
가만히 있어라. 헛짓거리하지 말고.
Sit still. Quit struggling. Blinding light and deafening explosion assault the crab shell.
도망가는 건가요?
Is it fleeing? The figure leaped gracefully from the back of the fleeing creature and slowly approached us. She squelched over the depressing mud flap in her swim fins and stood before us, a colossal harpoon resting on her shoulder.
그래. 너희가 그 녀석이 말한 버스 애들이냐?
Right. So you lot are the best people that fellow mentioned. After some time passed.
올가 씨까지 포함해 정식으로 소개드리죠.
Allow me to formally introduce them, with Olga this time.
이번 메피스토펠레스의 개조에 도움을 주실 어금니보트 센터라는 이름의 공방분들입니다.
They are from the Molar Boat Works, here to help us with modifications to Mephistopheles.
이야, 이렇게 소개를 받는 날도 있네. 좀 쑥스러운걸.
Well, we're getting a whole intro and everything. Color me flattered.
누님, 그래도 귀한 고객분들인데 행동을 가려서.
Big sis, they're still our customers. We should watch our...
내가 뭘 그렇게 잘못했다고 그래. 나 아직 뭐 안 했거든?
Ah, come on. I didn't do anything nothing wrong, did I? Bugger, I didn't even do anything yet.
아직이라는 게 문제죠.
Yet being the key word here.
개업한 지 얼마 되지도 않았는데 조심해서 나쁠 건 없잖아요.
Our business just opened, so there's nothing wrong with being a little careful.
업종을 갑자기 바꾸는 일이 쉬운 건 아니었을 텐데 할만했습니까?
I'd imagine the sudden switch in your career path couldn't have been easy. Was it manageable?
5급 해결사 올가.
Olga, grade 5 fixer.
뭐
Well... Fixer?
뭐야?
What?
해결사 썼어? 어째? 고귀한 향이 난다고 생각했어. 어찌하여 다른 일을 하게 된 것이오? 해결사 일이 고되었던 것이오? 주로 어디에서 활동했던 것이오? 어떤 협회에서 어떤 시험을 치러서 5급까지 간 것이오? 역시 트레스 협회에서 공방 시험을 본 것인가?
I'm pretty sure Vigilius did this on purpose. Thou art a fixer. I thought I had caught the scent of a noble one. Wherefore hast thou strayed from the path of a fixer? The life of a fixer must have been a grueling one, surely. Where was thy most prolific district? Which association and which test hast thou taken to rise to become a grade 5 fixer? A workshop exam? A trade association indeed? Mm-hmm. Maybe he didn't do it on purpose.
알겠어. 알아들었다네.
Fine. Yes, I understand.
미안하군요, 올가 씨. 이제 시끄러운 건 잠잠해질 겁니다.
I apologize, Olga. Soon there will be peace and quiet.
붉은 시선.
The red gaze.
고맙습니다. 존재를 하는 게 너무 오랜만이라.
Greetings, I guess? Blimey, it's been so long since I had to be so polite.
그쯤 해두고.
Well, that's polite enough.
도서관에서의 사건 이후로 책으로부터 하나 둘씩 돌아왔던 모양이던데.
It seems that people have been returning one by one from the books since the incident at the library. Hey, that's a reference.
어땠습니까, 당신들은?
How was it for you?
우리도 뭐 다르지는 않죠. 나 죽었나? 싶었더니 갑자기 눈을 떠보니 이 근처이지 뭡니까?
Give me one moment. Alright, just did some brief research. So Olga, she was of course part of the Molar, I can't remember what they're called, agency or whatever. And she and her team, which I guess is these people, it might actually be these people, they were going to go to, I think it was, what was it, the L Nest by way of warp train, and unfortunately one of those incidents happened with the warp train. Well, actually it always happens, but they were stuck in there, and after about 31 hours of being stuck, they decided, she risked it and decided to use the invitation to get out, which of course they were in the library, which of course it resulted in her being killed and turned into a book. Alright. Same story here. One moment I was like, huh? Am I dead? And next I'm suddenly waking up somewhere around here.
미카도 레인도 없었고 당장 배는 고프니까 뭐라도 먹어야겠다 싶어서.
No Mika, no Rain, stomach hankering. Thought I should grab myself a nosh, so.
어땠더라?
And how'd it go again?
크랩개가 튀어나와서 주변에 있는 걸 주워 무기를 만든 다음에 산산조각을 내고 구워 먹었다고 하셨죠.
Trash crab appeared, you fashioned a few things around you into a weapon, smashed its head in, and turned it into a barbecue. Bob's your uncle. I guess spoilers for the end of Library Ruina, since apparently once the library was taken care of, the people who turned into books were, I guess, gradually brought back. Which I guess is good, since there were a number of characters that probably were not that deserving of it.
맞아, 지랄맞게 맛없기는 했지만.
And Fanny's your aunt. Tasted like ours, though.
그러다가 개에 붙은 폐품으로 고철 바꿔 먹기를 시작했고.
Then he started selling scrap metal from the back of those crabs.
오케이, 레인. 네가 설명하는 게 낫겠다.
Okay, Rain. How about I leave the storytelling to you, yeah?
저 올가라는 사람은 뭔가 대충대충 스타일인 것 같네.
That Olga lady's got a pretty flippin' personality, huh? Yeah, Rhoda. It's like someone else I know.
어머? 누굴 말하는지 모르겠네.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
엄마? 이건 또 뭐래? 머리통이 의체인가?
What's this? That's a prosthetic head, isn't?
누님, 자꾸 그러시면 이야기가 끝나지 않아요.
Big sis, we'll be here all day if you keep derailing.
알았다고.
Okay, I gotcha. The woman they called Olga fell back, clicking her tongue. And a man they called Rain came forward, bringing us up to speed. He was a fixer, working alongside Olga and Mika until they were all sucked into the library, getting wrapped up in these things called receptions. And just when he thought he was a goner, he suddenly came to and began wandering and found Olga. So yeah, a little bit of reference leaves out the detail about the warp train, it looks like. They began collecting scrap metal together, with Mika joining along the way, and ended up running a workshop almost like they used to run the office back in the old days.
책에서 돌아오는 데에는 언제 죽었는지와 같은 순서가 따로 없었나?
So there wasn't any particular order in which they were returned from the book.
아직은 규칙성이 명확하지 않고.
The patterns have yet to reveal themselves to me. Brachilius muttered something to himself, looking at Faust, who stood near him. Faust nodded silently. I knew that there was something between the two of them, but it was always about something apocryphal that I couldn't even begin to understand. Besides, I was starting to get worried about Ishmael, who was growing increasingly distraught. It was about time I talked to her about her sudden change. Ishmael, so you've been here before. It looked like you recognized those crafts from earlier.
네. 문제가 있나요?
Yes. Is that a problem? Huh? No, not really. I'm just wondering how they taste. It sounds like people eat those scraps.
무슨 의도로 그런 의미 없는 질문을 갑자기 하시는지 뻔히 보이지만
I can see plain as day what you're trying to do with that inane question, but...
그래도 대답을 드리자면 네, 크랩 차우더로 꽤 먹어보았죠.
I'll entertain it anyway. Yes, I've had it more than a few times as crab chowder.
구역질을 억지로 참아야 했지만 뱉어내지 않으면 소화할 수는 있는 맛이라고 해야 할까요?
It was a pretty digestible flavor once I got past the vomit traveling back up my esophagus.
질문에 대한 답이 됐나요?
Does that answer your question? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I didn't think that was the best question I could have come up with, but her reception was much colder than I expected.
그런데 먹을 수 있는 거군요. 저거 환상체나 뒤틀림 같이 생겼는데요.
So that thing is edible, huh? It almost looks like an abnormality or a distortion. No, I don't think that's an abnormality or a distortion.
네? 그럼
Really? Then...
환상체와 뒤틀림을 구분할 수 있는 단테 씨는 설명이 없어도 알 수 있으셨겠죠.
Since Dante can't distinguish between an abnormality and a distortion, they were able to tell without me explaining.
저것은 생물입니다. 돌연변이라고 할 수도 있겠군요. 그러니 이론적으로 섭취에는 문제가 없을 것입니다.
They are living organisms, mutants, if you will. Theoretically speaking, there shouldn't be any problem with ingesting them.
저희 할머니도 돌연변이 동물들을 많이 수집하곤 하셨죠. 저런 생물은 저도 처음 보지만요.
Grandmother used to...
구경이네요.
Oops, sorry, cut him off. Grandmother used to collect mutated animals too. I have never seen anything like this one, though. What a priceless experience.
네, 그런 덕분에 저희가 밥도 먹고 정비 일도 할 수 있는 거죠.
Yep, so they're pretty much our daily grub. The woman they called Mika was walking over from inside the boat workshop, an inscrutable look on her face.
미카, 어때? 견적은 좀 나와?
Mika, so how much of it do we gotta work on here?
공방에서 일하시던 아버지께서는 말씀하셨죠.
You know, there's this thing that my father, who worked in the workshop, used to say.
싹 다 뜯어 고쳐야겠다.
The whole shebang.
뭐 엔진을 다 털어내야 한다던가 그런 거냐?
What? All the way down to the engines or something like that?
아니요, 그 부분까지는 건드릴 필요 없어요. 함부로 건드릴 엄두도 안 나고.
No, not that far. I won't dare go tinkering with that thing either.
버스 내부를 잠깐 봤는데 복잡한 것도 정도가 있어야 한다는 생각이 들더라고요.
I saw the internals of the bus, and it's on a whole nother level of complexity.
하지만 그것 외에는 전부예요. 부력 발생 장치도 없고 프로펠러도 조타 장치도 없고요.
But yeah, pretty much everything else has to be changed. No flotation device, no propellers, no steering gear, nothing. So, what do we do now?
그건 예상했습니다. 해결 방법을 제시하시죠.
This was to be expected. Please present us with a solution.
방금 저 관리자라는 분이 뭐라 말하신 것 같은데 그냥 째깍인 건가? 뭐 중요한 건 아니고.
Did the managers say something, or do they just tick-tock sometimes? Well, anyway.
방법은 우리한테 있어요. 재료만 있으면 어떻게든 만들 수 있죠.
We do have a plan to fix it. What we lack are the parts.
기계를 개조할 재료라고 한다면은 뭐 어디 고철 같은 거라도 주워야 하나?
Parts for the bus. What? Do you need us to collect scrap or something?
잘 아시네요. 그리고 잘 하실 수 있을 거라고 보고요. 아까 보니까 잘 하실 것 같던데.
Yep, exactly. And from what I've seen so far, I'm certain you and your company are cut out for the job. With that, Mika pointed away, toward where the trash crabs were.
크랩개들을 처리하면 폐품을 모을 수 있을 겁니다.
Defeat the trash crabs, and you should be able to collect the scrap they're carrying.
몇 마리나?
How many do we need to kill?
아주 많이요?
A lot?
그럼 그렇지. 일하려고 온 거구만. 그치?
Of course. That's what we're here for, isn't it?
정확해.
Precisely.
이번 경유지에서 너희는 버스를 개조할 부품을 모아오면 된다. 황금가지를 찾아오는 것보다 쉽고 간편한 일이지.
Your job at this stop is to collect parts to modify the bus. It's a far simpler and easier job than retrieving a golden bow.
자, 그럼 나는 이 협력업체 분들과 담소라도 나누고 있을 테니.
Now then, while I converse with our cooperators.
전원 바다로.
Everyone, to the beach.
저런 건 바다가 아니요.
That is no beach.
아니, 맞아요. 저 모습도 대호수의 일부.
Yes, it
바다라고도
is.
불리는 한 모습이니까.
Yes, it is. Even that mudflat is a part of the Great Lake, also known as the sea. Alright, let's kill 20 mud crabs. Time to salvage the scrap and prepare the bus for both hell and high water. That is a different symbol that I'm used to. Alright, let's do this. Oh wow, this just uses different currency. Not sure how I'm supposed to react to that. There we go. Well, at least we have the Pequod captain for this.
현장에서 직접 뵙죠.
먼저 끝내고
Let's do
돌아오는
this.
친구는 맛있는 거 사줄게.
Kill everything attack.
카드로.
총원 불격! 예측대로군. 이렇게 하신 이유가 있으셨겠지만
기세가
당장에
수그러지는
납득이 가지는 않네요.
반격의 기회다.
페이지.
Not too shabby.
참. 이런 상황인데도
What are you trying to do
어떻게
here?
어떻게 끝이 보이네요. 조금만 더 해보죠.
Not sure why you're attacking something else.
직접 나서지.
Well, you're not going to do it anyway.
부서진 홍차잎 같군요. 더 이상 얻을 정보는 없군요.
잘했군. 한 놈도 남지 않을
사냥이
때까지
성공적이었네요.
지금을 반복한다.
이 흐름대로
쉴 새는 없다.
사냥을 끝내러 가보죠.
Cannoneer crab. Favored, everything else is fine for the most part.
직접 나서지.
관찰은 끝났습니다.
An effective against slashing, huh? Fatal against piercing, though.
기세가 수그러지는군. 반격의 기회다. 잘했군. 한 놈도 남지 않을 때까지 지금을 반복한다. 쉴 새는 없다. 걸려라.
Ouch.
우리가 우세를 점하고 있어. 하지만 여기서 방심하면 안 돼.
Alright, that's
팀이라면 완벽하고 빈틈없이
it's like they just tear into each other when one of them gets staggered. Neutral, huh? I'll do that. Alright, what about everything else? I think we're okay on everything else.
직접 나서지. 너, 나,
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹었어.
That actually saved her because she used her attack first before the evasion.
얻을 정보는 없군요.
Since it led to a stagger, the other attack won't happen.
이 작살은 필살의 집념이. 담겨
효과적이네요. 이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요.
God, Peacock Captain is just ripping everything
지금을
apart.
반복한다. 쉴 새는 없다.
And she has a lot to say, apparently.
밀크티 젓지 말고 가볍게 부어서 부탁드립니다. 역시 남이 타주는 차가 가장 맛있죠.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it has a little loop icon. I don't know if you're supposed to just keep on going or not. We finally collected enough scrap for them to start working on the bus modifications. I wonder if we can get some time off. If we do, then I should try talking to Ishmael. We've been at it for about 2 days, perhaps. We were able to defeat a considerable number of trash crabs and collect enough scrap to fill a whole wagon, and then some.
네, 이 정도면 해볼 수 있겠네요.
Right, I think this will be enough for us to get started.
휴, 그럼 이제 쉬어도 되는 거지? 들려? 어깨 돌릴 때마다 뚜둑 소리 나고 있잖아.
Phew. Can we rest now? Listen, I can hear my shoulders creaking with every move.
로자 씨, 그러니까 겁이라도 주는 것 같잖아요. 자제를.
Rodian, can you stop that? It looks like you're flexing at them.
뭐 개조를 하는 데 드는 시간도 있을 테니 적어도 며칠은 즐길 수 있겠어.
Well, it'll take some time to modify the bus, so we'll at least have a few days to enjoy.
물론 여전히 휴양과 어울리지 않는 곳이지만.
Though this place doesn't exactly resemble a tourist attraction. The centers were all busy stretching and chattering, relieved that the work was finally over. But I had a terrible feeling that this was probably not the end of our toil.
네? 쉬기는 뭘 쉬어요?
Enjoy what?
어?
Huh? Of course, I knew it.
제가 말한 건 이제 시작만 해볼 수 있겠다고 말한 거예요.
I said it was enough to get started.
그렇다는 것은
Which means...
당연히 더 주워오셔야죠.
which means you'll have to go collect more scrap, of course.
참고 삼아. 그 양은
How much more, to be exact?
지금의 한 5배?
About 5 times the amount you've collected so far.
미카! 후륜 쪽도 포함해야 할 것 같은데?
Mika, we're gonna have to work on the rear wheels too.
7배로 방금 막 늘어났어요.
Sorry, 7 times.
지금까지 효율을 고려하면 적절한 휴식은 취하지 못하겠군.
Considering our current productivity rate, it seems that will not be provided with adequate rest.
기존보다 수면에 할애하던 시간을 줄이는 편이 좋을 것이다.
Perhaps reducing the time dedicated to sleep would be contributive to our collective effort.
이럴 수는 없는가요? 이럴 수는 없어.
No, this cannot be. We simply cannot. Don Quixote looked as though she was about to collapse, a woeful look on her face.
아니, 있잖아. 이런 고철 덩어리들을 주워온다고 작업이 되긴 되는 거야?
Hang on a sec, though. How does collecting these pieces of scrap even help modify the bus?
그야 고철을 적당히 볼트로 결합하는 방식이라면 죽도 밥도 안 되겠지만.
Of course, if we were simply bolting these scrap onto the bus willy-nilly, it wouldn't amount to much.
유사의 특이점을 이용해 결합하는 과정을 거치면 마치 처음부터 자신의 부속품이었던 것처럼 기능하게 할 수 있으니까요.
But using the U-Core singularity to fuse the parts, we can make them work as though they were tailor-made for this bus.
유사? 걔네 특이점이라면 무슨 음식 완벽히 포장하는 기술 아니었어?
U-Core? I thought their deal was some kind of food packaging tech.
뜯기 전까지는 절대 내용물이 변하지 않는 그런 거였는데? 거기서 제조했던 통조림도 요긴하게 먹고 그랬었는데.
You know, stuff that stops the contents inside from spoiling or changing in any way until you open the packaging. I used to eat a bunch of their canned food.
어째 누님과 똑같은 말씀을 하시네요. 둥지마다 특이점을 활용한 여러 기술들이 있을 수도 있는 거잖아요.
Funny, Big Sis said the exact same thing. Some nests have more than one way of using their singularity, in case you didn't know.
원리만 활용한다면 근본적인 특이점을 기반으로 얼마든지 활용하여 A사의 기반 특허를 낼 수 있습니다. U사에서는 현상 보존 포장 기술과 더불어 공명 굽수가 유명하죠.
If the working principle is the same, one can always utilize the singularity's fundamentals to patent a singularity-based technology at A-Core. U-Core is not only known for its stasis preservation packaging, but also for its resonant tuning fork.
공명 굽세.
Resonance tuning fork.
그놈이랑 똑같았지.
Just like that bastard.
여기저기에 엉겨붙고 유착되어서는
Entwined, fused with things.
기어이 삼켜버리겠지. 언제 그랬냐는 듯.
And eventually devour them all, as though they never even existed. Ishmael, what's the problem?
관리자님, 지금이라도 베르길리우스 씨에게 말해주세요.
Dante, you have to tell Vergilius immediately.
순서를 바꿔서 다른 지부의 황금 가지를 해결하자고요.
Tell him that we have to collect the golden bows of other branches first. Give me a moment, Ishmael. Are you okay?
지금은 충분하지 않아요. 모두의 경험도, 대호수에 대한 것도, 고래에 대한 지식도.
No, we are not ready. We're inexperienced. We don't know enough about the Great Lake nor about the whale.
그래요. 제가 알려드리고 도와드릴게요. 충분한 시간이 지난 후에 도전해야만 하는 곳이에요. 저곳은. 그러니까.
I know. I'll help you out. I'll help you make Vergilius understand. We shouldn't go there. Not yet. I'm telling you, that place is...
야, 자꾸 뭐 하자는 거야? 아까 먹은 크랩 차우더인지 뭔지가 잘못되기라도 했냐?
Blimey, what's gotten into you, eh? What? Getting indigestion from the crab chowder or something?
다 같이 그 개 같은 개딱지 내장을 긁어먹긴 했지만 전 아주 멀쩡해요.
We all scrape through the same crab guts. I'm totally fine.
근데 뭐가 문제야? 뭐 지금까지는 우리가 준비해서 쳐들어갔냐? 다 뒤져가면서 해결한 일이잖아.
So what's got you throwing a fit? This ain't the first time we are going in not knowing a nit about what we're doing. We've been dead enough times to get used to it.
죽고 죽어가면서 일을 처리한 게 어디 자랑할 거리는 아닌 거 아시죠?
Dying your way through a mission isn't really something to be proud of, Heathcliff.
저희가 그냥 해결사였다면 첫 임무부터 진작의 전원 사망으로 순식간에 협회에서 이름이 지워졌겠죠.
If we were your average fixers, we would have been dead and gone on our very first mission. Our names scraped clean from whatever association's registry.
야, 누가 몰라? 나도 뒷골목 조직 생활하면서 몇 번이나 죽을 뻔했는데 목숨이 하나뿐인 걸 모르겠냐고.
Think me daft? Have had enough years toiling and brushing with death for the syndicates of the backstreets to know I've got but one life.
그거랑 다르지. 지금의 시계 대가리 덕분에 여러 번 살아나고 있잖아.
But it's different now. Clockface is here to bring us back every time.
지금까지 운이 좋았으니까 멀쩡하게 살아날 수 있었다고 생각하지는 않나 보죠?
Don't you think we've simply been lucky that Dante has been able to bring us back intact?
아니, 야, 왜 자꾸 못한다고 하는 건데? 환상체한테 머리가 깨져서 뒤졌으면 이번에 다리를 내주고 피하고 그렇게 계속 쳐부술 수 있는 거잖아, 어?
Well, what's up with this attitude? If an abnormality cracks my skull, turn the clock and I'll let it crack my leg next time. We can keep crawling back until they smash to pieces, no?
지금껏 겪었던 게 전부라고 생각하세요? 그럴 리가 없잖아요.
Oh, so you think we've seen everything there is to see at this point? You know that's not true.
최악의 경우엔 복구가 불가능할 수도 있는 거예요. 시계를 아무리 쳐 돌려도.
In the worst case scenario, Dante could turn the clock all day and not be able to bring us back.
다시 원래대로 돌아가지도 못할 수 있다고요.
What if we encounter something we can never come back right from?
특히 그 거대한 고래는
Especially that monstrous whale. Never mind.
설명해도 못 알아들을 것처럼 말하지 마라, 어?
Don't do that. Like I won't understand a thing.
말도 못 알아듣는 버러지 취급하는 것 같아서 열받으니까.
Narks me when you treat me like a stupid sod. You.
자, 말씀 좀 여쭙겠소.
Now, if you allow me to acquire. It was perhaps because he was never the type to do such a thing. But the crowd immediately fell silent when Yi Sang suddenly, loudly, uncharacteristically intruded upon their argument.
그대들 버스에서 제법 하고픈 것이 많다 하지 않았는가?
Let us call to mind the various desires of ours that we so enthusiastically proclaimed on our journey here.
과업이 남은 것은 사실이나 소기의 목표를 달한 것도 사실이요. 그렇다면 짤다알막한 휴식 정도는 바랄 수 있을 거라 보오만.
It is true that there is still significant toil to be had. Yet it can also be said that we have accomplished a certain milestone. Perhaps a momentary respite is warranted.
단테, 이 정도는 괜찮지 않겠소?
Isn't that true, Dante? Yi Sang. This is the first time Yi Sang appeared so dependable since we started our bus journey. I nodded emphatically. Yeah, I agree with Yi Sang. I think we can slow down for a bit and do some team-building activities together. How's that sound?
네, 조금 쉬고 계셔도 될 것 같네요.
Sure, I think you guys can take some time off.
저희 쪽에서 준비가 되면 말씀드릴게요.
We'll let you know once we're ready.
저기 그렇다면
Excelsior, in that case.
비치 볼리볼 다들 하지 않겠는가?
I say we partake in a game of beach volleyball. A Don Quixote's well-timed assist. The almost icy mood seemed to defrost slightly. And then they all died. The end. Alright, so let's go ahead and call it here. I am the Restior. This was Limbus Company. I'll see you guys in a bit.